Okay, perfect. I'm live now. Good morning, everyone. Well, actually, good afternoon. Yeah, a little bit late with today's video, but still committed to do it. So don't worry, I'll be here for the next, I think next like 12 days. I think I'm already about 18 days in or so. So hopefully you're getting good information from this. And yesterday, from working on my hips and really like setting them and then rotating into them, I'm really sore today. So I'm actually not going to touch my legs. I'm going to actually start working on my upper body, my shoulders, and my neck today. So let's talk about my shoulders. So if I relax, okay, so if I stand nice and tall, engage my core, here I am. All right, get the rotation out. Okay. Not trying to over, but if I relax, I want you to take a look at what happens. I'm over stressed. I have to relax again. I was playing with the shoulders. What happens was I was playing with my shoulder joints before I got into this. So right now I feel some tension before I even go into it. So 1 second. So here I am. Okay. So if I relax, I want you to see what happens there. So I'll do that again. Core, everything engaged. Okay. And I'm going to relax. So what happens is my right shoulder drops and it rotates out. So a lot of times if I'm throwing and everything and people have a pinching here, what they'll say is, oh, you have an impingement problem, everything, you have to, roll out the front and then you have to work your external rotators. But in my case, I'm going to take this pen and I'm going to put this on the back of my shoulder here, right, where I want you guys to look. Okay, so that's like where I want you to look. So if my rotator cuff comes across, these 4 fingers here come across my shoulder girdle to hold it in, what's happening with me is my external rotators are always on. They're always tight. They're always firing. It's like the piriformis muscle, the butt muscle for a lot of people, the external rotators that open the hips, they're always firing. So essentially, like in these videos, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, open up the shoulder joints, open up the hips joints. Let's get some space first, and then let's start doing the movement and the motion before you just dive right into it. Because take a look. So if I'm here and I wanted to work my external rotator, this is me just like normal, and I'm there like, okay, hold the band, rotate. I want you to look at the shoulder motion. It's not that much because it's already, the muscle back here, and I'll show you in a second, is already compressed. So it has nowhere to go. I can't work it out. But I'll show you the motion after I create space in my shoulder, right? Open up the external rotators and then roll it out. So this is my compensation, right? This isn't everyone's compensation. So if you worked with me, I would point out what you would need to do with your body parts and everything like that. But what I'm saying is like my shoulders are stuck in an externally rotated position and I can feel the ball right here kind of pops forward, pops out. So I need to, the only way to get that back is I need to bring it back into my shoulder joint. And the only way I can do that is if I start opening up these back muscles here. So I'll show you right here, okay? So this is me, but wanted to try to give my shoulder space, okay? Take a look at the X, this is me relaxed. So hopefully you saw it. I can't see the camera when I do this, so I'll do it again, okay, ready? Up, good, and then I'm gonna relax. So right here, right in the X, it grabs. So this is what I'm trying to do with my shoulder, okay? I'm trying to allow my shoulder girdle and my scapula and everything, the space it has to get the mobility it needs to work with the rest of the body. So because I can't do it in a collapsed position, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tackle it and I'm going to roll it out. And I'll show you the range of motion at the very end too, once. So I'm actually going to target like on the scapula itself. I'm going to hit the muscles and I'm going to hit the muscles at the back of the arm. So this is key. I'm not going to go super deep and just dig right in here. Because if I do, like, that's so painful for me. Like, I'm just going to want to stop. So I'm going to slowly, like, start from back here and ease up into it. And for me, I know my shoulder blades are stuck back and rotated. So really, what I need is protraction of the shoulder blades, and I need internal rotation, right? Because my arm flares out too. And I'll talk about that too, because I actually have, from holding my phone and everything on my hand, I actually have some like forearm pain, and I wanted to tackle that too, but I don't want to go too much into it yet because I'm not quite on the arms. Right. So find the spot, and then what can I do? I can do a little bit internal rotation. So if you're just tuning in with me now, I'm just getting the back of my shoulders because that's the way my shoulder itself falls. So I'm digging into the rotator cuff, and then I'm going to do some internal rotation just to stretch it out. And this is not very pleasant. So again, here's my back, right? It's getting in here, digging in, trying to open this up. So even just like this shoulder, rolling it out. So now look, what I give it some space, and now look at the difference between where I started. So this is me relaxed. Okay. External rotation. I'm just holding this band here and as I come across. And then me with space. And actually this is good because as I feel this stretch, right, as I'm starting to pull my hips, pull my shoulders away, as I feel this stretch, I actually feel the stretch in my neck, which is good because I'm starting to release the point up to my neck. So give it a little bit of space. Oh, that looks weird. Hopefully you can see that. And now look at my motion. So hopefully you can see that from the back too. Here's with a little bit of space. Trying to almost relax it. Like I'm almost trying to relax my arm into it. So this is one, and this is two. Hopefully you see the difference there, right? So first thing I did was I rolled it out. You can do that on the wall. As I get deeper, I can do that on the ground too. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a stretch, but I want to show you the difference between doing your stretch active, passive, and like really getting into it. So let's say I want to stretch the back of my arm, okay? I could just bring it over and stretch it. Okay? Really, what do I feel? I don't feel that much. So then what I want to think is I'm trying to pull this shoulder that way. So give it some space. And then I want to open up this rib, and then I want to turn into it. Okay, so this is a huge stretch. This is how the stretch should be across the body compared to here. Here, my body is already pulled this way. So because my body's pulled this way, my shoulder can't come with it. But now, if I move my body into my shoulder, then I can really get a shoulder stretch. And that's what's key about that, is you really want that. So now I'm just going to do some motion, and I'm not going to do any motion out. I'm going to do some motion in. So yes, are my external rotators weak? Like, do they need to be worked out? Yes, they do need to be worked out. But the thing is I can't work out the back of my arms like this, right? They're already shortened. I need to give them space. I need to work on the internals. And then once they have a little bit of potential in them, like activation, eccentric potential, anyway, then I can start moving it. But I can't just go in and move it now. And I think that's the key to rolling out. That's the key to fixing myself, is I'm not just gonna go and beat myself up. So if you hear my kid, I apologize. I'm gonna shut the door. All right. I will get through this video. He's sick and he was sleeping. He had a weird nap. We're all a little off too in the house, so I apologize. So anyway, so I was talking about getting the body into it and then getting some motion. So that's what I'm going to do here, rolling out my shoulder. So now I really feel it, and I feel it so much, like pushing into the shoulder. It's a big stretch. So what I'm going to work on is my shoulders can do this very well. I can external, which is odd, but it's because I was a trainer for a while. I always focused everything, back, not a lot of chest. But I can do this very well. I cannot do this very well, like pushing my shoulder blades forward and rotating my arms. I have a huge stretch doing this. So guess what? My next exercise is going to be a little bit of like internal rotation and pulling in to start stretching my shoulders so I can give myself the space I need to move. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is roll it out. And I am going to use my body weight and I'm going to push my head back and I'm going to actually push my shoulder blades forward. I wouldn't say so much rounding. I'm not like rounding. I'm allowing my head to come back and I'm pushing my hands in to allow the connection for my shoulder blades. And then I'm breathing into it. So this is key, right? Because this is my shoulder blades retracted. This is my shoulder blades pushed away. I'm not doing anything with the stomach. This is like literally all arms. You can see back, forward, back, forward. I'm just holding this forward position. I'm also going to work on like holding this forward position in my planks, in my exercises, to not allow myself to collapse. The second I collapse here, I've lost, and I can feel it, it's in my neck, and it's in the tip of my shoulders. So push yourself away. Always push the floor away from you, whether it's your hands or your legs. So now that I'm stretching that, I'm going to rotate a little bit into the shoulder, rotate a little bit into the shoulder. And I still have to get this side as well. Good. So the last thing I'm going to get, yes, I'll do some like pull-ins with the bands and stuff like that. Maybe, we'll see, maybe tomorrow. But next thing is, I'm going to actually just tackle something that's bugging me. So if I'm holding my phone, maybe you have like a wrist problem or something with holding. My hand likes to supinate more than it likes to pronate more than it likes to supinate. So it likes to fold in more than fold out. So if I line up my middle finger with this little dot here, and then I relax, you can see like my hand, I did both of my hands here, right? They're so tight, they just like to fold in, and my right way more, and you can see like this just wants to collapse. Like I can open it, but it's forcing it through here. So I'm going to take the ball, right? And after a long day, if you're having any problems with your wrist, I'm going to roll out my forearm. And it's key because this line from the fingertips travels all the way up through the bicep, through the shoulder, travels up to the chest. So I also want to release out here as well, like where I feel the tension, because if I need to work on internal rotation and chest stuff to free up the back, then I need this line free as well, so I'm not just using my hands for everything. So a lot of times we're over gripping. We have over tension in the hands, and we're not allowing for the hands to be free and the body to do the movement. I'm going to show you how I'm going to counter this with the arms. Yeah, and today I was like, I need to get to the shoulders and to the neck because that needs to be free for my rib cage so I can get the spiral line, which I was working on a little bit, which is the balance line, one of the main balance lines in the body. Okay, good. So I rolled it out. Now, I'm actually going to take this. You can use any kind of band. I'm going to put it at the back, almost like covering my hands, and then I'm going to flare it out. So I'm working on, look, I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm trying to, the front of my arms are really tight, right? This one, so I need to work on opening it and extending. So that's really what my exercise is going to be. So I'm going to take the band. Good. I'm going to step on it, and I'm going to work on the opening. So all I'm doing is pulling it more forward where it was and extending. So I'm going to do a couple of these. And as I'm extending it, I'm trying to open it from the forearm itself here. Flick, flick. And even me just doing this, not even with tension, I'm already feeling it, like quick flicks, the tension in my forearms. I'm starting to feel this stretch and this back here work. And really, that's what you want. You want the extensors to finally work. Good. So now that I have that a little bit, I'm going to hold that open and see if I can do this without tying it off. I'm going to take it, I'm going to try to pull it, I'm going to open it and extend. Open it and extend. So I have this band actually around my body to hold the tension at this level. And also, like, what I'm trying to do here as I open it and extend, I'm trying to reconnect the back of my arms, because right now, if I have way too much like tension, I'm rotated and I'm falling forward. So what I'm trying to do is I have to open up what I need to open up. So I need to open up here, I need to open up back here. So first, give myself the space. I open up the shoulder. Okay, I flare out the fingers to try to open up my extensors. Okay, and then as I flare them out, I am trying to start to feel something in the shoulder itself. Good, so I'm starting to get a little bit of a stretch. Also, when I'm pushing forward, okay, I have the band around me right now, but I'm also pushing forward. So there's multiple things I'm tackling, but really I'm getting all my compensations right here, right? The band's rotating me in and it's pulling me down, and I'm saying, hey, no, I'm gonna open it, pull it forward, and then pull it in a bit. Get some chest. So this is it, relaxed? No, pulled in. And again, right, I'm pulling it in to try to give my shoulder that space that I want. 2 and 1. So this is all just the compensations to get that stretch, right? Because as I relax, right, I'm trying to counter this rotation. So targeting here, this turns in, targeting here. The more I can connect this line, then the more I can take my exercises together and start doing some push-pulls and some rotations in the shoulders, because it'll be free. And it'll allow me, instead of just me moving from like the chest and side from the ribs, it'll allow me to take the tension and move it into the hips and into the side. And if you want good core, that's what you need with your exercises. You need the movement of your arms to allow the freedom to move through the whole body. So this may have been a lot. I know eventually I'll make like a YouTube video about this and simplify it. Hopefully it wasn't too much. It's kind of hard to focus. I can hear my kids screaming the whole time. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them, and then I can clear them up a little bit later. But thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow.